Hello YouTube, it is Sakog. In this video I'm going to be showing how to use Lunar Modifier, a Python program I've recently created. So as you can see, I have the Lunar Client launcher here, and I'm going to be showing how you can modify the pretty much everything in this launcher as if it's as if you're the one who created it, pretty much. So the first link in the description should be the Lunar Modifier GitHub page. This is a Python application that allows you to modify the HTML, CSS, and JS of the Lunar Client launcher. This allows limitless possibilities for what the launcher can look like, so you can do whatever you want to it. There's pretty much no limits here. So dependencies, things that you need to install are Python 3 and Node.js. So if you go to Python 3, the website that's linked, you can go to Downloads, download Python 3.10.5, and then you see it should save to your downloads or whatever directory it is. You can save it and then you can run it to install it. I already have Python installed, I'm not going to go through that. And then when you go to Node.js, meant to middle click that, but node.js.org, and then you can download the long time support or whatever it's called. Or you can download the current version. I recommend the LTS version. You can just go to here and then run node.exe. Doesn't matter how you install it. You can look up a video if you get confused. So once you have Python 3 and Node.js installed, you can go to code and you can download zip, and then you can open that up and extract it to your documents or wherever you want it to be extracted to. One more thing I should mention is credits to Spotlight. Lunar Modifier is pretty much the remake, but for Lunar Client instead of Spotify. Credits to SK34121. He's my friend. He made this the other day, and I pretty much just did the same thing, but for Lunar Client. This is for Spotify. So if you see what I'm doing, and you're like, oh, this would be cool if I could do it for Spotify, check this out. This should be the second link in the description. So once we have that installed, once we have it extracted, what we're going to do is I'm going to run python main.py by going to the bar up here. We're going to delete all the text, and we're going to do python space main.py. Click enter. It should open up the application, and you'll see here Lunar Modifier by TechHog894. Credits to your contributors of Spotlight. So if you ever select anything, make sure to click escape so you can actually type things. And so here we have our 5 options: exit, backup a star, restore backup, decompile, and compile. So before we do anything, I think I'll add a command where you can do this manually, but I'm going to navigate to the Lunar Client directory here, and then /resources. So you see here, you should have all the things I do besides decompiled and the LCM backup, because these are things that this will create once you start using it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to back up a star. I already have it backed up, but all you have to do is 2 and then enter. It'll say message backed up successfully, and then you have a backup in case you do screw anything up. Then in case you screw anything up, all you have to do is restore backup, and it'll go to app.sr and it'll write the contents of the backup back to the SR file. So now what we can do is we can type 4, enter, which will decompile the app.sr file, put it in a directory called decompiled. You see we gotta wait until it says decompiled successfully, and then we can go resources decompiled, and then we can open files like the render.js and like a text editor. Oh, there it is. And then I'm going to format this with an extension called prettier. And so then I can actually see the contents of this. So the render.js has a lot of things like the title and the logo and pretty much everything you see here. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you how you can change the icon up here and the text. The first thing you should search up in render.js is Lunar Client, and then go to the second occurrence. Usually it should say create element h2 no Lunar Client. And if you scroll up right here, it has this props images logo, and then it has this picture right here. If you actually go to this picture, control and then click, and then open it. You should see right here, this is the logo that's right up in here. So let's say we want our own logo. Here I have this beautiful banana picked out. In fact, this one looks even better. Although, you should probably find a transparent background one. And then you're going to right click, copy image link. So just get the image link, make sure it's, a file, an extension and stuff. And then you can go to here, you can select this, paste that in there, boom, now you have banana um, as your logo. So it won't show up now until you compile. One more thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Lunar Client and we're going to set this to tutorial client. And then we're going to make sure we save. Once we do that, once we've made all our changes to anything in the decompiled folder, you can even change the images. You can do whatever you want to these. You can change the fonts. You shouldn't really mess with node modules, but you can go to main.js and the style.css. This might be fun. You can change colors of things. Now once you've done all your changes you want to, you're going to click 5, enter to compile it back to app.sr. This will overwrite your app.sr file, so you need to make sure that you have a backup before you compile anything, or else you will never get the original Lunar Client back. And if you screw anything up, unless you undo your changes through your text editor or IDE, then you can't really get it back. So once that's done, it says compile successfully. We're going to close Lunar Client and we're going to launch it up again. And you'll see here, it has a banana up there, and it says tutorial client. So that is how we can modify our Lunar Client. We can do tons of other things. Like one thing that is fun to do that you probably should do automatically, I might even have a option in the future where you can automatically do this, but I don't really know. I'm not that good in Python. But if we go to our main.js and then we format this again, we search up DevTools. I think it's just DevTools. Right here, on DevTools open, it will close DevTools. We're just going to note this out with Control/ or just put 2 slashes in the front of this. And then we're going to save. We go back to here. We're going to click 5 and then enter, which will compile again. It's a bit hard to see the whenever something happens if you've done a bunch of things, and if you do the same thing twice, it's kind of hard to tell. I'll push an update soon where it'll be a little bit easier with where it'll say input down there. But anyways, now we're gonna reopen Lunar Client. Should have shown that you can't open DevTools because you usually can't. But now if I do Control-Shift-I, open up DevTools, it should be docked right there or anywhere else. But I'm just gonna go with 3 dots and then do the dock side, undock into separate window, and then boom, we have DevTools open. We can look at anything we want in here. That's it for the showcase of Lunar C modifier. Make sure you check out both Lunar C modifier and Spotlight, both in the description below. And that's it for this video. See ya.